So I haven't seen a lot of Disney movies in a very, very long time. Like, it's been about a minute, you know? So I decided to watch some old Disney movies I haven't seen in a while. The first one I started with is Pinocchio. I only remember going in 3 things, okay? Or maybe 4. So I remember specifically, obviously, he becomes a real boy. A huge whale being turned into a donkey. Oh no, sorry, that would make it like... I said 4? No, so I remember 6. Okay, so yeah. I remember a fox and a dog. And I remember them being sketchy, and that's all I remember. And I remember a fairy. That's all I knew. I thought the fairy comes at the end of the movie. Turns out she actually shows up 3 times. Or was it 4 times in the movie? Anyway, this is what I find interesting, because I always was under the notion that when he's on this island and he gets turned into a donkey, that he helped the rest of the boys out of that sticky situation. Not true. All the boys get shipped off to the mines to be worked with as donkeys. Literally, I almost started crying. That was the saddest thing I've ever seen. No wonder I never watched this movie growing up. Oh my god, I still want to tear up now thinking about it. Yeah, you can see me tearing up about this. This is upsetting. Oh my god. That makes sense. Like, there was, I think, a live action movie that was done in the 90s. Vaguely remember it. And that's probably why he ended up saving the boys in that movie. Because the boys were just basically screwed with this one. So I was very shocked about that. Also, on the island, he takes like a puff of what I think is a cigar. And he puffs it in so much and then breathes it out. He turns green. And then he can't see straight for a good couple of seconds. Now, maybe it's just tobacco, but like, Disney. Also, I find it interesting. Geppetto, his father, who's poor, clockmaker, puppet maker, whatever, they make it very apparent that he's not very intelligent. Obviously because, you know, he didn't get the education growing up. But Pinocchio somehow, at the end, thinks it's a great idea to burn wood in the belly of the whale to get them shot outside the mouth. Geppetto literally could not clue in for a good 5 seconds of what Pinocchio was talking about. Let me get this straight. This 5-year-old boy who's been bad the whole movie because he's been clueless, all of a sudden learns from his mistakes. I find that interesting. Also, the fairy takes, you know, pity on him because he died, because he saved Geppetto's life. But it's really odd though, because throughout the whole movie, like, Pinocchio's like really, really ignorant, and then all of a sudden comes up with this idea at the end of the movie. I feel like maybe there's some significance to that. Okay, so I'm not sure where Disney was trying to go through this. Still not sure, but I decided to Google, find out what that was all about. So it says here on Wikipedia, such a great source, and the original tale describes him as a rascal, an imp, a disgrace, a ragamuffin? Confirmed rogue. Interesting. And even his father, Carpenter Geppetto, refers to him as the wretched boy. Upon being born, Pinocchio immediately laughs deviously in his creator's face, so Geppetto's face, and he steals the old man's wig. Okay. Pinocchio's bad behavior, rather than being charming or endearing, is meant to serve as a warning. The author originally intended the story, which was first published in 1881, to be a tragedy. It is concluded the puppet's execution. Pinocchio's enemies, the fox and the cat, bind his arms, pass a noose around his neck, and hang him from a branch of an oak tree. The end. That's dark. Okay, here we go. Some literary analysis. Describe Pinocchio as an epic hero. Like many Western literary heroes, such as Pinocchio descends into hell and has experienced the rebirth through the metamorphosis, a common motif in fantasy literature. What? Okay, so apparently, according to Wikipedia, this isn't like actual history, but according to Wikipedia, at the time of the writing of the book, it was a serious problem arising partly from the industrialization of Italy, which led to growing need for reliable labor in the city. The problem was similar, more or less stimulus demands for labor in the industrialization of other countries. One major effect was the immigration of much of the Italian peasantry to cities in foreign countries such as the United States. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So the main imperatives demanding of Pinocchio are to work, to be good, and study, and the end Pinocchio's willingness to provide for his father and devote himself to those things transforms him into a real boy with modern comforts. Okay, that makes sense. Oh! See, this is the version I was talking about. There was a 1990s live-action version. I knew it. Apparently, Elijah Wood played the real boy version of Pinocchio. So when Walt Disney Productions was developing the story for their film version of Pinocchio, they intended to keep the obnoxious aspects of the original character, but Walt Disney himself felt this made this character too unlikable. So alternatives were made to incorporate traits of mischief and innocence to make Pinocchio more likable. Pinocchio was voiced by Dickie Jones. Today the film is considered one of the finest Disney features ever made and one of the greatest animated films of all time, and a rare 100% on the rating on the website Rotten Tomatoes. So really, the idea of Pinocchio wasn't supposed to be so deep, as it more was talking about the time and being a good boy and going to school and working, because if you didn't want to go to school and you didn't want to work, you were a very bad boy. So it's kind of interesting that this is, I don't know, I guess I find that really interesting. It says a lot about the time. But anyways, yeah, that's my thoughts about Pinocchio. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Probably not though, because it was kind of me talking about nothing. Anyways, thank you so much to my 25 subscribers. I hope you guys have an excellent day. Feel free to subscribe me on everything. Follow me on all my stuff. Don't be creepy about it though, because I will block you. Anyways, bye!